I want to demonstrate some scapular setting exercises or shoulder exercises. They're called the Blackburn Four. Very important for anyone with a shoulder issue and also really nice for posture as well. So any player who's an overhead athlete, tennis player, pitcher, baseball player, volleyball player, anybody, lacrosse player, anybody overhead athlete, these exercises are very important to do to help to stabilize your shoulder, your scapula. Most of us, we're all built in front, our chest, our biceps, we're all here. But we need these small muscles, these rotator cuff muscles, these scapular setting muscles to help to kind of hold on to our shoulder as it's coming forward in any of these overhead type sports. Otherwise, we end up with impingement, tendinopathies, rotator cuff strains and sprains, and all sorts of shoulder issues that can be really helped by doing these exercises. So these can be really a performance or preventative based type of exercise, or they certainly can be done as a rehabilitative type of exercise as well. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate how to perform the Blackburn Four. They're scapular setting exercises, very important to help to really stabilize your shoulder blade. Your shoulder blade is called the scapula, so that's where we get that term from. So the first thing we're going to do is have our arms straight down, and we're going to set or bring our shoulder blade back and down here to stabilize this scapula. Now what we don't want is we don't want a shoulder shrug, which our model is not showing at all here. Why don't you show us the wrong way, which is bring your shoulder towards your yeah, we don't want that, okay? Relax. We want to show where you bring the scapula back and down. We're using our middle and our lower trapezius. So that's the first move there. The second move is we're going to bring our arm parallel to the floor. So bring it all the way up for me, please. Yeah, and our palm is to the ceiling. We're still holding our scapula here. As we hold our scapula, we bring our arm all the way back down, and then we're going to release. So one more time, we're going to set the scapula. We're going to bring our arm up. We're going to bring our arm down, and we're going to release. So that's the first part. The second part of our Blackburn Four exercises, where we're stabilizing our shoulder blade here, is basically the same as the first movement. The only difference is instead of having our palm to the ceiling, our palm is now to the floor. So we're going to stabilize, bring our scapular back, set it. We're going to lift our arm parallel to the floor. You can see just the only difference is the palm is down. We're going to keep our scapular stabilized as we're going to bring our arm down, and we're going to release. One more time, we're going to set that shoulder blade. Perfect. Arm up to parallel to the floor, and arm down, and then we're going to release. Now, the third part of this scapular setting exercise is we're going to set our scapula back right here, bring our shoulder blade back. Perfect. Now we're going to have, since our hand was already to the floor, we don't have to change our hand position. We're going to lift our arm straight up 90 degrees to the side of our body here. Perfect. As we're holding this, we're going to bring it down, and we're going to release here. And one more time, we're going to set our shoulder blade. We're going to bring our arm all the way up. Perfect. 90 degrees, and release. The fourth part, very simple. We don't have to set our shoulder blade or our scapula. We're just going to bring it to about 110 degrees. We're going to bring with our thumb up, 110 degrees straight up to the side. Perfect. And this is all going to activate, and we're going to bring it down. And one more time, we're going to bring it all the way up and down. Now, to do it all together here, let's start from the beginning. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the first part, our palm is to the ceiling. We're going to set our shoulder blade or our scapula. We're going to bring our arm up, parallel to the floor. We're going to bring it down as we're holding here, release it. Now we're going to change our hand, palm down to the floor, set our scapula, bring our arm up, parallel to the floor, back down, and release. We're going to now have our hand is in the perfect position where we set our scapula. We come out to 90 degrees, straight up, and down, and release, and then just by itself to 110 degrees. This really activates this whole backside and bring it down, and that's perfect. Now, when you start with this exercise, I recommend starting without any weight. The form is most important. Really getting the shoulder blade back and down is super important to do this properly. As you get comfortable with this and you feel stronger, you could start adding 1 pound, 2 pound. I wouldn't recommend going past 5 pounds. Now, if you don't have dumbbells at home, you could use a soup can. Start with your Campbell's soup and maybe move into your chunky as we go along here. Okay? How many repetitions to do? I'd say somewhere between 15 and 30, and once or twice a day is best.